The biggest thing that everybody in the state of West Virginia was concerned with is about the future of our country. I heard it over and over and over again. I'm still concerned, as a lot of people in this country are. The proof is in the pudding. My initial take is I've heard a lot of deal making already, and they haven't even been put into office, as they will be in January. I'm optimistic, but on the other hand, I think that America is not going to take a lot of patience with this situation. I think that the Republican parties have an obligation right now to perform. Let's see if they do. I feel very good about where the Tea Party is. They don't want to print money. They don't want to see us spending a lot that we don't have. They want a strong national defense, and they want job creation. Those four are the main items that I see, and certainly what they've told me. I think it's going to be something that the Democratic Party and certainly the Republican Party better take notice of, because they're there to stay, and I think it's a great thing for this country. As you know, the Federal Reserve is starting to print money again, and the outcry from across the state of West Virginia and America has been encouraging. Countries across the world are concerned about the economic strata of this country, our monetary system in this country, and when the world starts to take notice of this country and its economic policies, the Republicans have to start to stand up and say no to the White House and sort of lead by example. I'm concerned the fact that maybe environmentally, a lot of our mining permits, a lot of the what I would call the bread and butter issues of West Virginia still are tied up by the federal or state government here in West Virginia. I don't see a clear-cut plan to put us into the 22nd century. It's going to take a lot of people in the conservative end of the Democratic Party and certainly the conservative end of the Republican Party to make this happen. So we're going to see a legislature, we're going to have a new governor. Obviously, we've got a new senator and certainly a new congressman right now, and we'll see what they can do. I always watch what people do and not what they say, so we're going to see real quick. So we're going to hold their feet to the fire. I think that, as Reagan used to put it, government isn't the solution, government is the problem. And when you look at the regulatory nightmares that West Virginia mining companies go through, West Virginia small business goes through, it is mind-boggling. It's going to have to change. This country can't keep going in the direction it has been going. It just is not going to work, and it's not working right now. And it's one of the reasons that I recommended a lot of the departments, certainly in the cabinet, should be eliminated. And a lot of the agencies that we have need to take a look at the Constitution and see if they're even in marching step with the Constitution, because I think a lot of the regulations that we see today certainly aren't. There are going to be new people rising up in West Virginia, and certainly that's what I'm hoping for. I'm 60 years old, I've run 4 statewide campaigns. I'm hoping that we're going to see a whole new group of young conservatives in the Democrat and certainly in the Republican Party to start to take over the state of West Virginia. Maybe something in my lifetime that I wanted to see is a more conservative West Virginia. Maybe that's going to be coming, and maybe I've helped. But in the long run, we need a lot of new people in our parties, in both parties, to really put this state where it should be. We have more natural resources in West Virginia than practically any state in America. There's no reason that our state should be 49th in everything. So I think a lot of young people in West Virginia are going to start to stand up and certainly notice that fact, like a lot of us in the conservative end of the Republican Party certainly have. Liz and I were just overtaken with the amount of people that were there, the amount of support. I'll never forget that day as long as I live. I certainly hope that that inertia that was created at that time to bring about change in West Virginia is not going to go away with just our campaign, but will resonate once again in somebody else's campaign with a conservative movement. I've got to say thank you so much. I have never had support like this in my life. And Liz and I were just absolutely moved by West Virginia and just the outpouring of support. I can't underestimate the importance of what people in West Virginia did for our campaign. It's just off the Richter scale. I wish it wouldn't have been so much of a negative campaign that was waged against us, but that's somebody's First Amendment right to do that, and I do believe in First Amendment rights. I wish there were more debates. I wish there was, quite frankly, a better discussion of topic matters that pertain to the bread and butter issues of West Virginians and how we're going to get this state moving and how we're going to get this country moving. That never occurred, and I think it was one of the downtrends of my election cycle, the fact we didn't have the one-on-one and we didn't have, a lot of the opportunity that really are issue-driven. But the people that supported us and the people in West Virginia, gosh, I can't say thank you enough, and it's one of the reasons that I'd like to, maybe have an opportunity once again in my life, not especially to run for office, but to make a bigger contribution probably here in the state of West Virginia in something we could improve, at least here in West Virginia, the quality of life and certainly the quality of business in West Virginia.